I'm going to wait a couple minutes for people. Do you see, like, dude, I don't know if anybody else feels swollen all over, but I'm a little blah. So yeah. Okay, I think 30 seconds is about all I can wait for anything. No, I'm completely patient. Welcome to you want to come out of the end of 2023 coma. And this is spurred on because after facilitating my last class, the Being You Changing the World. Hi, everybody. Hello around the world. Nice to see you. I have been in bed nonstop pretty much. I mean, up and then, you know how, been in bed almost nonstop for the last 7 days at least. And just when I thought I was ready to wake up, I would be up for an hour and be very excited and be like, I need to go back to sleep. And thank you for all of you with your kind comments about my body and your contribution energetically. I'm so grateful. And part of this is I would like this to be a contribution from me to you. And by the way, hold a moment. Oh, wait, maybe I can look at my computer. Hold on. On the 30th, I think, 30th or 31st, I will be doing a gifted session for y'all, everybody. And that's great. I don't see it on here at all. I'm like, what year am I in? Hold on. On the 30th or 31st, I'll be doing on the 30th. Thank you. Okay. I'll be gifting you all a session. And it's going to be a doozy of a motherfucker. So that's all I got to say. Because one of the things I've learned over the last many years is always after, and this is one of the big things I want to point out. One of the big things I want to have is an awareness that you can have is always after 4 p.m. Houston time on the 30th. Thank you. Always after, it's always brightest after the darkest. You know, they always say it's always darkest before the dawn, and which is one way of saying it. And I totally concur with that. And I want to say that it's always brightest after it's the darkest. Oh my goodness, I have a little flying creature. So I just want to point that out. So everything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive, that you were actually on your way to lightness, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Times a gazillion, right, wrong, about all 9, pod, puck, shorts, boys, po-beds, and beyonds. There's so much I want to go into, because part of what I do is I'm on this energetic exploration all the time, like looking at, okay, what's going on and where are we in the world and where are you and what can I gift you so you can go out and be the greatest you can that actually enjoys being alive, etc. Sorry, we don't have translation. I just did this randomly. Okay. So there's so many things that I want to say because there's so many things I've been exploring energetically. Well, I thought I was just passed out on my bed. So, but I can't, I can just I'm going to do a little bit today because I've learned that you can't do it all at the same time. So one of the reasons I'm letting you know about the session on the 30th. Okay. And that session on the 30th is my gift to you. And then we're going to explore a lot more of what this sort of possibilities are with this, which I consider another reset. On the reset, there's going to be a 10-day reset. 10-day $50 starts on the 10th of January. So we're going to explore big time. Anyway, I wanted to let you know that, because what that does for me and my brain is because my brain wants to say it all. And if I let my brain know, we will get a chance. Just now, right, is not exactly the time. Okay, there you go. I like it. It might be darkest before dawn, but also lighter after, says Dawn. Thank you, Dawn. I might have to use that one. I think you should. Okay, so I think this who knows, this may just be an energetic thingy here, because everything I go to say, like each little thing I go to say that's a word, a description, kind of goes poof and disappears. And when that's the case, usually it's like, okay, energies, kids. So Wow. If the universe and I could contribute anything to you, and there's a lot of you out there watching right now, right? Thank you very much for being with me. I'm so grateful. Oh, and I cannot tell you how wonderful it is uh to have gone through, like, I've learned this over 23, almost 24 years now. I've learned that just keep going, always take two more steps, and always take two more steps, and just keep going, because you will always explode into more if you just don't stop using the tools of consciousness. At least that I can speak to. And so I knew this, but I was lying in my bed kind of going, am I ever going to want to create again? Am I ever going to want to connect to people? Like, I was going to go visit my mom in Idaho for Christmas, and I was too sick. I couldn't. And then, my best friend Gary, his entire family was out at our ranch, and every time I thought about going out and seeing people, my body got tired and just made me go to sleep. I was like, okay, I get it. But it was interesting because I'm like, am I ever going to want to wake up and create again? So I just want you to know, just keep going. Speak in Spanish, explore the opportunity. Habla español. Sí, claro, puedo hablar, pero solo poquito, lo siento. Okay, so I'm just doing a little ESB, a little something. Isn't it interesting how, like, have you noticed I haven't really said anything of consequence? Not for the first time in my life, by the way. Ooh, I love that. For the first time since 2015, I spent Christmas joyfully without sadness, thanks to Access. Came across Access at the beginning of this year. Oh, so I gift you all a great thank you. And how does it get any better? That is so beautiful. Yay. What else is possible? Oh, okay. So as I was saying, I haven't really said anything. Like, many times, the beauty of Access, one of the beauties from my point of view is so dynamically the energetics. And because we can't put words, I mean, like, think of seeing a sunrise, how do you put words to that? That's why we're so grateful for poets, by the way. But for most of what we experience, there's not a definition or a word, it's all energetic. And yet with Access, we can actually address both, which is one of the things I'm really, really grateful for. So, but it's interesting when we get together. Ooh, accessconsciousness.com/what's up. Yay, gift call and more. Woo! Hello. One of the things I love is gifting. It's just wonderful. I always have. It's like, I don't know, if I can gift you something that makes your world a greater place, my world becomes a far greater place. It's just beautiful. So anyway, as I was saying, it's like we get together, we don't have to figure out. We just have to be a little maybe inspired with some different energetics. And that's, yeah, I thought I was going to give you some information today, but apparently I'm just here to contribute a little energy. Ah, yes. Whew. Ah, okay. Wow. Huh. One of the things that I have found is that as I go on these energetic journeys, I can then, it's almost like going on this journey and then bringing back the fruits of the journey and being like, here you go. And that's, for me, part of what this is. And my sense is we all do that. We just don't get to acknowledge it in the way that I get to. And when you said your body was heavy with pain last week, and if it weren't for Access tools, I don't know what would happen. I'm still in the question. Yeah, is how much of that isn't yours, but how much of it is actually a transformation? Whoa, holy, here's the info. Ha ha! Words are happening. My word thingy is not broken. Who knew? I just required the question. So, just pardon me. I'm just so excited to be alive. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So two things. One is one of the greatest questions we can all use about everything is, who does this belong to? How much are you aware of? How much is your body aware of? How much is your body trying to change? But also, what transformation are we currently undergoing? Whew. See this, I miss the joy in life. It's so dark around me. Yeah. And so I want to point that out because I had a sense of that while I was going through this week. It's actually been almost 2 weeks that I've just wanted to sleep all the time and not even been able to check my phone, like, which is weird. I've got hundreds of messages that I haven't responded to. Oops. But so let's put these things together. So this idea of what transformation are you currently undergoing? What transformation is your body currently undergoing? What transformation are we currently undergoing? And what future have we created that we have not yet acknowledged? Everything that is times a godzillion, right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, poc, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. I was really sick at the beginning of November. It was clearly an up-leveling of my entire system. Yep. And that's a thing when you are willing to allow it to be that, because we're taught to look for what's wrong. So one other question can be really helpful. What's right about this I'm not getting? And when am I going to allow myself to perceive what's right about it? Uh-huh. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. Funny, when I said something like transformation in the Access class, the CF said to me, that's an interesting point of view. Well, it always should be. And always. And so it's also like you can say a word like that that has a point of view of this and this and this and this, that it means this and this and this, or you can say it in more of a spacious way in which it sort of goes, look at this as possibilities. So today, I had a great time. How many of you can relate to this? I had a great time during Christmas in nature in Australia. Okay. Now this person is European. She's going back to Austria or Germany. I always get those confused. Not confused, but if you're Austrian or German, for me, like you're Austrian German. You're one of those. Okay. It's like when you meet two people at the same time and you can't ever remember which one is which. It's kind of like that. So today's travel day, and it's like the people hammer hit me. So grateful you're doing this live. Cool. Well, that's exactly why I wanted to do this live, because of that friggin' people hammer, man. And like I said, you notice my eyes are like, I mean, everything feels swollen. It's very funny to me. And this has been occurring also for the past couple of weeks, rather dynamically on and off. And it's interesting. And I just keep asking my body, what is it? What do I do with it? Can I change it? How do I change it? Those are the 4 questions to change anything. What is this? What do I do with it? Can I change it? How do I change it? I wasn't able to move for 5 days. Yep. Yay. Yep. Stop judging you. See, this is it's like we have, I don't know if we can get to that right now, but we have these, I don't have words for it right now. By the way, y'all, if you were not on the reset, the real great reset, the one I did a while ago, that was 15 days, $15. The price is still $15. I have not raised the price, even though people have told me I should sell it for thousands, literally. I've had so many people say this was worth thousands upon thousands. like priceless is the way several people described it, is $15. And I hope you realize I'm not trying to make money off of you when I say this. I'm trying to contribute to you. That's one of the biggest things in my world. When I want to contribute to people, when I know it will change their life. And they're like, nah. And why is it you tend to ignore and not choose to do the very thing that would change your life? Now, this is probably bringing up a lot of stuff of all kinds of times where you set a goal and, and you were supposed to do this work and that work and whatever to get there. But let's look from a slightly different place here. What if you're doing it to maintain the comfort of the things that you believe you understand? Everything that is times a godzillion, we just run and create it all, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poveds, and beyonds. Whoa. Okay. Okay, so I want to go to I've been acknowledging how miraculous my body actually is, and I wonder what my body is amazing at that I haven't even discovered yet. So grateful for you and access tools. Thank you. I love that. I wonder what my body's amazing at that I haven't discovered yet. Oh, so good. And also that question, what's right about this I'm not getting, and when will I allow myself to perceive what's right about this? So I want to do something with you. See, one of the things that I learned decades ago when this ESB energy, and it's just what I call the way I tap into this universe of facilitating change for people. But one of the things that I learned is there would be these things, these awarenesses that would open up of a different way that people could be, and I could share it with them energetically. And I say share, even though I don't mean share, but I could contribute it to them energetically. And so when we're talking about this, part of having a different choice is the energetics of it. Oh man, that's so cool. Thanks, man. I needed this. I thought I was going to self-destruct. Cool. Yeah, boy, I hear you. Boy, do I hear you. And yesterday, here's the interesting part. I've been just as an acknowledgement for all of you, like I've been sort of up and down, knowing my body needed to do what it needed to do by continuously going to sleep. And similarly, being a little like, hey, can we do something different here? And yesterday started being a really cranky day. And I was like, okay, what is this? What do I do with it? Can I change it? How do I change it? I started using every access tool in my arsenal instead of just letting it be there. See, this is too much info to give, but there are certain times where, like, just let it go, let it flow, let it be there, and go live your life. And yet there are certain times where what's more appropriate is to ask some questions. Like, what is it? What do I do with it? Can I change it? How do I change it? What's right about this I'm not getting? What's right about me I'm not getting? Where can I be? What can I do? And what tools can I use to change this? What else is possible I've never considered? And what energies can I tap into now? What things can I tap into, and what energies can I allow myself to receive that would change this? But not from the place, and here's the weird catchy part, is not from the place of avoiding it. Because when something's uncomfortable, what do? Our first thing is we try to go to avoiding. Now, here's the weird part. Usually we're uncomfortable because we're avoiding something else. So there's a couple questions I also want to give you, but look at this for a moment. a lot of times we're uncomfortable because we're avoiding something else. And then we try to avoid our discomfort, which may actually be an awareness that we're avoiding, which is creating the discomfort. Dude, figure that shit out with your head. So when I'm talking about the being present with what is and the using these tools to change it, it's not to try to get away from it like, oh my God, I can't handle this or whatever, because you can handle it. You are handling it. May not be looking the way you would like it to, but you can handle it and you are handling it. So acknowledge that. And then from that place and that space, because that's a space of true power. Here I am, I'm handling this. Here I am, I got this, I can do this. Okay. So then the other part, one thing that can be really helpful is, I'll just make it really simple. What am I avoiding? What or who am I defending? And what am I proving? Okay. What am I avoiding? And it's interesting because if you ask yourself, if you've done any access consciousness processing, you know how it is when you ask something like, what am I avoiding? Or what, oh goodness, I can't even think right now. What I was going to say is, when you ask this, what am I avoiding? You may not get anything. It may seem totally blank, like there's no energy, there's no awareness there. Guess what? That's because you're avoiding. So you're actually getting to the energy. When you're getting the energy of avoiding, it feels like there's no energy because that's the energy of avoiding the energy. And then the snake bit its tail. Okay, so you want to do what am I avoiding and destroy and uncreate it, POC and POD. What am I avoiding? Destroy and uncreate it, POC and POD. Do that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22 times. I'm a Gemini, 22 times. Do that several times. And then ask, okay, who or what am I defending? Oy. Or you could just go, what am I defending? The way I really run it is, who or what am I defending for or against? Now, and you're like, wait, what? Okay, so when you say, what am I avoiding? It's with this energy, with this thing that's going on. See, the weird part is we have not learned to be proactive in our lives and in how we show up. What we're doing is most of what is yuck, stuck, and what the fuck in our world is the reaction we're having, which creates the energy of whatever, or the reaction we're choosing. Just kidding. The reaction we're choosing. See. Okay. So the reaction we're choosing. So when you go, what am I avoiding? And as you get through that, you'll get more present and you won't have to avoid anymore and you won't have to be in reaction anymore. But even before that, if you start from the place of, okay, shit's going on and I don't have to be in reaction to whatever's going on. And this is what this gets us out of is resistance and reaction. So, and alignment and agreement. And we'll, a lot of you know the tool, interesting point of view. I have this point of view, which is another very helpful tool. Okay. The one who said, the tumor, you have got that tumor. You need a session with somebody. Okay. Session with a CF would be my suggestion to see what's possible there. Okay. So now notice as I'm talking about this, your mind is like, there's thinky stuff going on. Notice before I started talking, there was spacey stuff going on. Well, let's have spacey stuff still, even though there's thinky stuff. Let's have thinky stuff and spacey stuff. Yes. Okay. Because that's one of the other things that creates limitation for us is when we have to separate things out and believe we can either be thinky or spacey. No. Why don't you be spacey and let whatever was going to be thinky exist also, and then it might not have to be so thinky, and you could have more spacey even while being aware. So you don't have to do as much thinky, and you could have more spacey even with what you thought had to be thinky, but it might create a different space with the previous thinky. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, prophets, and see, and now I very effectively confused you so much you don't know what the fuck we're talking about. You're welcome. So you go, what am I avoiding? Pock and pod. What am I avoiding? Destroy and create that. Pock and pod. What am I avoiding? Destroy and create that. Pock and pod. Or sometimes what or who am I avoiding? Oh, and one of the things I learned from my father, who literally would have migraine headaches sometimes 7 days a week. And he would go in his room and shut the door, and everybody had to be quiet. You know, don't wake up your dad. I'm like, dude, are you kidding? He's in a dark room on his own, and he does this all the time. And I'm supposed to be quiet so I don't wake him up. I'm like, maybe. And so I learned that one of the ways that when I wanted to avoid something was to make everything really dark and just sleep. How many of you learned strategies for avoiding from mommy and daddy and everybody else around you? And how many of you go is the first place you go to when something comes up that you don't understand? And this can even be something that's wonderful, but you don't get to experience it that way. Because a lot of us have the point of view that if there's something coming up that's new that we don't understand, what we need to do is do whatever we do to like wait and hold on and whatever before we move forward. Because we don't want to move forward without understanding, because we don't want everything to turn out really shitty and really bad and really awful and maybe destroy us and our lives and the world and everything else. Hence, what am I avoiding? Everything. And what are you avoiding? And in this case, how are you avoiding it? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all, please. All right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. I've been exhausted all week. Is it yours? Boom. Okay, so, and then you go, what am I defending? Oh, so in other words, and now a lot of you brought something to the call that you didn't want to be carrying. A lot of you noticed that you don't really necessarily have as much of what you were carrying now. Part of that's the energetics. Part of that's the puck and potting well, which is all energetic also. Part of it is one of the things I do with you is like tap into your world and go, look at this. And you go, oh, I see it now. Okay, I can let it go. Because when you're willing to not avoid it, willing not to defend, then you can change it with much more ease. So when we're asking the what am I avoiding, it's whatever energy was there. And then it'll shift, and then whatever energy's there, and then it'll shift, and then whatever energy's there, and then it'll shift like that. That's how that works. And then, so who or what are you defending for or against? Whew. I'm super uncomfortable if I'm not dealing with what is requiring my attention. The moment I deal with it, there's always peace. Boom. A wise man said, the universe doesn't give you anything you can't handle. You might know him. I know him. And it is never as difficult as I think it will be, ever. That was awesome. Thank you. So let me remind you of this. The universe will never give you anything you can't handle. Okay? So, so here's how this works. Like there's the comment, I've been exhausted for a week. What the fuck? And so, okay, get that, whatever that is for you, however it's showing up for you. And what am I avoiding? Or maybe what or who am I avoiding? Pock and pod, do that several times and then go, who or what, like with this energy, with the thing that's still there, who or what am I defending for or against? Who or what am I defending for or against? Who? And in this case, like it's more like, who am I defending for? Oh, everything that is times a godzillion, right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. And when you do that, like even in that moment, that person might just have gotten an awareness that goes, oh, because what sticks us is the things we're not willing to be aware of. What sticks us is the things that we try to avoid and defend And when you put avoiding and defending together, you create solidity, unmovable solidity. It's really the unstoppable force meets the immovable object, but this is the immovable object. So, very helpful to ask, what am I avoiding? Who or what am I defending for or against? And then the last one is, what am I proving? Like with all this, what am I proving? So like for the person who said, I'm exhausted, what am I avoiding? And several layers of that. And then who or what am I defending, or who or what am I defending for or against, depending on how complex you want to be with it. Talk about that. And then what am I proving with this? And then talk about that. And then start over with, what am I avoiding? Because what you're going to notice is, as you start at the beginning of undoing several avoidings, you're going to get more present. Because when the only time you're not present is when you're avoiding. Oh my God, that makes total sense. Oh, rocket science. Then you do the, what am I defending? And that starts changing that rampart, that wall, the moat, excuse me, around your world. And then what am I proving is how you're proving, because we always prove the opposite of what we believe we are. So you'll try to prove that you're kind anyway. So you'll try to prove you're kind if you don't think you are, rather than getting to just be kind, as an example. But in this case, it's like, oh, I'm proving that I care. Well, what if you actually do care? Then you proving that you care when you actually do care sticks you, because what's true is that you care. It's a lie that you can prove that you care, because you can't actually prove that you care. You can just be caring. Everything that is times a godzillion. How many of you are proving that you care with what you're choosing for you and your body? Everything that is times a godzillion. Way, destroy and create it, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. So, chitlins, notice right now you're probably a bit blank. And you're probably wondering, what did he just say? I've been with him for a half an hour. I have no idea what he just said. Exactly. Welcome to your world. Two other things I want to give you is, if your body's sick, you can ask, what am I sick of? And if you're really tired, what am I tired of? If you have both of those, what am I sick and tired of? Okay. Everything that is, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. And you start to realize, oh, and then when I say, what am I sick of? And then as whatever that is shows up, you go, okay, everything that is, destroy and uncreate it, pock and pot, and run the whole clearing statement. And once again, do it in several layers. So I want to ask again, so what transformation just occurred right now while we were on this wonderful live together? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. And what if this is just the beginning? And realize that some of you have been very conditioned to be as unhappy as possible, as though that is a sense of being the right person, proves you're not a bad person, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of that is a lie. So all of the big five, all of the electromagnetics creating that, all of the AI creating that, all of the EMAI cesspool, and everything you're aware of in the world that is not yours, that you're trying to either make yours, or you're trying to change and heal and transform to try to create a greater world where you destroy and uncreate it all, please. Times a godzillion, right? Wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, puck, shorts, boys, povads, and beyonds. Whew. Well, so many things to say, so little time. Last thing, I I want to make a plug for bars, because bars is awesome. And somebody said the points from the bars has changed. It's not like in the past, meaning I don't feel it like in the past. There was an energy, strange, a little bit of potency, panic, excitement, and something new. Yeah. And so please, please, please get your bars run, or run somebody else's bars. What it does is see, most people are walking around believing that reality is real. It's not. It's not. Okay. And there's the link. I did an Access Bars. We have Access Global Bars Day, where there's a lot of lightness to be had if you go check out the videos that are there. They're awesome. It'll make you so much happier. And what most people are walking around thinking that reality is real. And so they create it that way. But what bars does is creates a space beyond it. And so, goodness, I just can't say enough about it. It literally saved my life prior to me doing Access. And goodness, what else is possible? So, and I like this too. I've been doing the avoiding, defending, and proving and big 5 clearings a lot lately with all sorts of things, and it's working miraculously. Cool. Okay, and go to that link. Check out bars if you haven't, please. Let me put the link up one more time. Go to the link and check out check out bars if you haven't. It truly is the beginning of, well, number one, beginning of actually becoming conscious. Like in Access, we have a 12-step program for unconsciousness, except it's got like 144,000 steps. But consciousness is where everything exists and nothing is judged. And that's the space where reality is no longer real to you. It's simply an interesting point of view and simply a choice. And what would be possible if we had a lot more of that? And oh, baby. That's all I got, kids. Thank you very much. What a pleasure to be with you. Hope your world is different. Hope to see you on the 30th, 4 p.m. Houston time for my free gift session for you. I don't know. Do people have to sign up for that? Or is that going to be live kind of like this? Because I know somebody asked me, and I don't think I ever gave the answer. So there. Oh, well. Oh, people have to sign up. Okay. Is there a link? Can we put a link? Link in the description below or something. I don't know. However we do that stuff. Goodness. Oh, by the way, I have this whole series of audios called You Got This on all kinds of different subjects that are inexpensive, and they're like this deep dive and this beautiful opening on a particular subject. And I created one called Waking Up Miraculously. I think that's what we call it. I always forget the title. And it is my gift to you. So please, drdanehere.com/you got this. Please go and get it and listen to it. Okay. And while you're there, check out all the other ones and just see what might contribute to you. Because you don't have to go around heavy. That's just everybody is what everybody learned, that most of our life should be heavy. I disagree. I think the vast majority of your life should be light. Oh, I like that. Okay, accessconsciousness.com/what's up for the session on the 30th. And okay, beautiful peoples. What else is possible? I adore you immensely, and thanks for let's tap into one more thing. Sorry. You know me, I talk a lot, and I say I'm going to stop, but then I don't, because there's another little bright, shiny thing that seems like it might add some more and might be even more fun. So one really quick thing. Oh, thank you guys for your gratitude. I can't tell you what a gift it is. Oh my goodness. I'm so grateful. Thank you. It literally, like, energetically is the wind beneath my wings. So I thank you. Excuse me. Okay, so one of the things I'd like to do is just tap into everybody else that's part of this, these lives around the world. You know, since we're on Facebook, Insta, YouTube, and let's just all contribute to each other. Let's all just gift a little love and little kindness, little gratitude, little acknowledgement, little space. Oh, yeah. By the way, I've got, oh, thank you. Said we want to contribute to you being well soon. Thank you. I've got so many free videos online on Facebook, on Insta, on YouTube. And almost, I don't know, over 1,000 videos on YouTube, although we may have changed the way that looks, but hundreds and hundreds. Let's put it that way, at least. Use them, please. That's how I made them. Okay, beautifuls. Ooh, that was nice. That being present with all of us together, that's fucking cool. Let's have a lot more of that. Okay, beautiful people. Thank you so much. I will hopefully see you on the 30th, if not sooner. And what the heck else is possible? Let's do this thing. Bye-bye for now. Bye.